Alright, so we've been so pretty sunrise this morning. We're kind of just dodging storms here. Kind of preventer onto our main. The wind is straight from behind us, so we're on a run. But it can't make up its mind whether it's starboard or port. It doesn't come straight. You can hear that. We gotta get that tightened up. We saw our first water spout this morning. It's about 4 miles from us. But so we have our eyes alert for that. And we don't want to be in that. It's a very localized high wind scenario. It's only blowing about 17 or 18. And the storm's creeping up on us here. So, you know, dodging storms or dodging cars on highway traffic. That's the way it is. The waves are closer together now, but we're still making good time, and looks like a 3.5 day trip. If we're lucky, we can cut a day off of it. But right now we're focused on the present, making sure we stay safe, and we haven't got wet yet, so that's good. And if it really rains, we'll just go down below and close the companionway and peek out every 5 minutes. The boat does what it does, and it does it very well, so we just stay calm and stay secure. We got our buddy boat, they're really close, right over here, and we're communicating with them, talking strategy. I'm gonna get back to this sail and get this fixed.
The Gulf Stream is one of Earth's major heat distributors. It's a large ocean current that brings warm water from the Gulf of Mexico into the Atlantic Ocean. Near the Florida Keys, it transports water at a rate of nearly 30 million cubic meters per second. It's about 100 kilometers wide and moves along at about 4 knots. For our short trip of 400 nautical miles, the Gulf Stream helped us maintain about 9 knots of speed. That's 2 knots faster than our hull's maximum speed.
It's no joke and it's no game, but the storm is about to hit us, and you know, all you can do is enjoy it. I see the water line here, it's about to hit. White cap in, the wind is gusting about 17. Let's see if it's changed. I feel like we sped up. All right, so we're going 9.3 and it's gusting 23. This is good. I think we have a good setup. It's gonna be safe. Just a little bit of May now. We're gonna ride through it. Olivia and I are gonna stay in the cockpit unless it gets too wet. I'm gonna send her down. I'm starting to get wet now, so I'm gonna put this GoPro away. Maybe I'll leave you on. You can see this. I'm gonna try to stay safe. All right. Is this getting wet? All good, man.
Got the feeling in the bones. Make you feel right at home. Honey, doesn't well. Keep me dancing till I'm dead. 'Cause I could run a mile like this. That only things I miss. The sun has got me on my track. I ain't never looking back.
So much nicer. I went down below for a few minutes. That's an easier way to do storms. Almost looks like I see a little blue out there. Could just be opposite. Here we go. Knots of speed, and the wind has settled to about 22. I see blue, but I'm really looking for water spout on the perimeter. As you can see, I can't see anything that way, but let's see if I can show you the blue I'm seeing.
I'm wearing the wrong shorts, but got cotton shorts on, and I should wear my heavier weather gear too, because it's kind of cool. What do you think of the storm?
I think I should have brought my hands in. I was thinking about it, but I didn't.
Okay. Let me show you what this looks like on the radar. It looks bigger on the radar. I mean, obviously it's bigger than I can see, but it looks big on the radar. I think the bulk of it is past us. I hear thunder this way. The bulk of the front is that way. We still have rain behind us coming in, although it's lighter this way. More sunlight this way than that way. More sunlight this way. Thus we know we're coming towards the end of it. Yeah, that's good. I think we're good. Maybe another 20 minutes and we might have some clearing. I'll be ready for some coffee then. I'm glad to hear you guys are doing great.
Yes, sir. We got a little bit dodging on this stuff. We're immediately dry.
Wait a second. Are you dry?
Yeah, you guys dry too?
We are not dry. And I have cotton pants on, so I'm dripping. All right, back to this radar. This is what they look like on the radar. By the way, Nancy's down below. I asked her to go down and take a nap. I don't think she's napping, but there comes a good wave. Look at this. Lovely. They're not too tall. They're 4 or 5 feet. But you saw they're really close. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. 4.5 seconds. It's not too close. But it's close enough to be like, here's the storm. The yellow represents like a solid structure. It could be land, it could be a boat. In this case, it's a cloud. And blue represents turbulence on the water. I'm going to cut this off, and I think we're coming to the clear. My next step is to dry off and get some coffee. Hope you're enjoying this. This is fun. Atlantic Ocean. 2021, baby. Oh, it's good. My buddy boat's going a little faster, and he has more sail out. I'm gonna fix that. 2021, baby. You saw 2020 was fun.
Hey friends, I just woke up from a nap that Matt sent me down to because there was a big storm coming and there was like a little funnel over there, and he was like, it's time for you to go down for your nap. So I think he sent me down there on purpose, but it was great. I slept through the whole storm and I came up and it's sunny and the waves are not too steep and it's just kind of perfect. We do have a little storm brewing behind us that's coming our way. Cells are still popping. They're not really setting in yet. The wind's not too good. But overall, it's pretty good. We're going to have some lunch. Matt's going to go down for a nap, hopefully before that storm hits, or so he can come up and help when it does hit. Anyway, we're going way faster than I expected us to with this Gulf Stream, so can't complain.
Getting ready to reef in the mainsail, for this next storm behind us. This cumulus cloud about an hour ago blew up, I don't know how high, 20, 30,000 feet up, just towering. And it wasn't a single cloud, it was just the entire southern sky. And then 2 cumulus clouds in the front towered up. And I'm like, oh my, this is going to be something else. So we've been watching it approach, and it's approaching at about 20 miles an hour. So that means about 30 minutes ago it was 10 miles out, 20 minutes ago it was 8 miles out. Now it's 6 miles out. But in good news, it looks like it has shifted a little bit eastward of us. So maybe, just maybe, it won't slam into us directly. We're heading about 30 degrees, which is northeast. And we'll stay on this tack for about 6 to 12 more hours. Somewhere around midnight, we're going to go due north and shoot straight for the Cape Fear River Inlet. And so what do we have right now?
The leftover tacos from last night's dinner.
Thanks, babe. It's going to be good.
Ain't looking bad. Ain't looking bad. Ain't looking bad.
Well, it has been a day of squalls. This one particularly packed a lot of lightning. That's our buddy boat right over there. Catalina 400. It's a good looking boat, don't you think?
She's terrified. She doesn't like the thunder.
Poor dog, it's so scared of the thunder.
She's got her mom.
So anyway, this was an L-shaped squall. It was really long, about 8 miles long, and then behind us it made an L shape about 2 miles. And so it came slowly. It didn't pack a lot of wind, 20 knots, but it had a lot of electricity in the air. And so our plan was, if it was overpowering, that we were going to make a 90-degree and shoot right into it, cut through it, get it over with. However, the little vertex of that L shape is right back here. So you can see that has sunlight for us. And so we're pleased with that. It's moving over us this way. And we just slowed down, going 6 knots now instead of 9. And we're kind of letting it blow over us. Sunlight is trying to peek through the same squall that hit us about 3 p.m., 2:30. What is it now? It's 6:15, 6:30. So for that's 4 hours. The same squall that hit us that I showed you, squall number 2, is the same one that's been raining on us. There's no windy conditions. The seas aren't rough. It's actually really nice. We've got 14 knots of wind. We're going 8.7 speed over ground, and got the full Genoa out, mainsail with 2 reefs in it. Slow motion over there. Anyway, Olivia's down below watching Looney Tunes, and I started preheating the sloppy joes, and Nancy's finishing them up. All pre-cooked. All we have to do really is reheat. Let's check it out. Check in with you later. Tonight, again, it's supposed to worsen conditions just a little bit. It's supposed to get windier. The barometric pressure is going to drop. Oh, temperature is supposed to drop. I'm bundled up because it's cold out here. And supposed to get more rain, so we have rain now, so how much more can you get? Hopefully it won't be a lot of lightning. I don't like lightning. Sea state's not supposed to get too bad. We might see 2 meters, but hopefully we won't see more than 1.5 meters. We'll see you tonight, tomorrow. One more night. We should be where we need to go. So we're heading on the last leg of our trip. That's encouraging. We're about 140 miles away from the Wilmington River Inlet, I think it's called, North Carolina. And yeah, the wind's picked up. The sea state is picked up. It's not really tall. I'd say 3 to 5 feet. But when the 4 or 5 footers come through, they're really steep. And so they really hill the boat over quite a bit. Let me show you our friend's boat right over here. See if you can see them. So anyway, it makes for it's a rolly ride, and we're going on a broad reach, and it's just really rolly. Roly-poly. So anyway, looking forward to sleeping. I'm really tired. Nancy's taking the helmet at 9. Pretty intense, huh?
This is where the helm is, right here, in the safety zone.
Yeah, for sure. Ain't no reason to sit back here. It's gonna be good. Once it gets dark, you just roll with it, right?
I'm not worried about the rolliness. I get used to that. I just don't want it to rain or storm, so I hope we're past that.
Well, we've got some storm clouds where the wind's coming from, so it might rain. Hopefully it'll be on my watch tonight.
Yes.
We probably won't check in the night. We'll see you in the morning. We just want to sleep and survive.
I took watch at 9 o'clock. I got settled in, had my music on, headphones, ready for a chill 3 hours of just night watch. It's easy. But 9 o'clock came and went, and at 9:42, no, it was 9:42 because I looked at my watch. The boat does this like whoosh, 26 knots of wind. We're doing like 10, 12 knots. I'm trying, like the sheets were out. I think it was just the main. It might have been the main and the Genoa. I don't know. But I get back to the back and I think, oh my goodness, I cannot do this. I cannot do it by myself. Matt gets mad when I say I can't do it, but I really was like a little terrified. And I get terrified sometimes. So Matt had barely gotten maybe 30, 40 minutes worth of sleep. And I just came to the door and I was like, Matt! And he jumps up and runs to my rescue. I think he got 30 minutes of sleep, if that.
So I'd just fallen asleep, laid down for about 30 minutes, and just actually went down, and I heard Nancy yell, Matt! And I could hear the storm kicking up. So I immediately come running up the companionway here. I don't have my contacts in, don't have glasses on. So I can't see anything. It's already dark, obviously. I can hear the rain, hear the wind howling. So I say, come to the main sheets. Nancy works the main sheets, I work the Genoa sheets. I went to the back, loosened the Genoa a bit, and I'm trying to see where the wind's coming from, where we are. I don't have my contacts on, so I really just butchered the whole thing because I turned off autopilot because I like to hand steer when the wind gets strong. And I end up getting us in irons, so the boat stalls, we don't have any speed, and I don't know what we're doing because I just couldn't see. So I let the boat fall off, put it back on autopilot, and I tell her I'll be back. I have to go down and get the contacts in.
So Matt can now see, and he comes up and he takes over, and the storm is not letting up. And I'm supposed to be on until midnight, and it's just not letting up. It's not something I felt comfortable with, being by myself outside in that much storm. So we decided to put our cushions down. I feel like the rain had stopped at that point. There wasn't really wet out here, but it was a lot of wind. And so we put the cushions out, and Matt stayed out here with me. And we decided that because we knew he wasn't going to get much sleep that night, we decided that we would lay down here in the cockpit floor and we would sleep. And every 30 minutes I set the alarm on my watch, and it would go off, and I would wake him up, and he would get up and do a check. At this point, we'd lost communication with our buddy boat, because once the storm had taken over, we had to make the decision of, do we want to stay out here and ride this out, or should we, head inland? So we decided to turn the boat and, start a new path, and we knew that there was nothing in our way. So we're sleeping. Matt's getting up every 30 minutes to check things out.
We were about 20 hours away from Georgetown. So we knew it wouldn't be that long of a trek to go into Georgetown. We also knew from the previous day's weather report that the storms were coming from the land on a northeast pattern. And so if we continue north, we would be in the storms all the way up into North Carolina. If we go across the storms, 6, maybe 8 hours later, we'd cut through them and have smooth sailing into the protection of the harbor. So yeah, we slept in the cockpit. It was comfortable, really nice, but we did lose communication with our buddy boat. As best we could, we VHF'd them and just told them our plans, and hopefully they followed or heard. And if not, we'd catch up a week or two later. But that's what we did. We slept in the cockpit for the next few hours until around 4:30.
At 4:30, it all broke loose again. We're both laying in the cockpit, we're sleeping, and instantly we hear this gushing sound that sounds like a train coming at you full blast. It's this big whoosh, and we had probably about 30 seconds to react and respond before another big squall hit us.
So that was kind of cool. We both heard the storm coming, the rain and the howling wind, but when it hit us, so Nancy had already taken all of the cushions down below, and she loosened the sheets up, and it was right here in the cockpit. And when the wind hit, it was massive. I couldn't I didn't feel comfortable walking back behind the helm to see the wind speed, because actually I was right here, and I was laying down like this with my feet on the other side of the cockpit, and it literally felt like I was kind of standing on my feet. So we were on a beam reach, and the boat was heeled so far, and I don't know what degree it was, that standing over, I felt like I was more standing than I was sitting. So it was really, that was a little terrifying. But after about 10 seconds of it, knowing that the boat was just like this and wasn't moving, we were going really fast. I actually held on to the ropes here and just held on and just kind of stood up and laid down at the same time on the cockpit, and it was fun. It was actually pretty cool. Hold on, I got a jet fly over here. Anyway, that was pretty cool. But so the storm hit, and it was probably about 10 minutes of that intensity. It did let up a little bit, and I was able to walk back and see the wind speed. It was 45 knots of wind. So when it hit us, I don't know, maybe it was stronger than that. It felt stronger. Or either that or I got used to it and was able to walk back. And that was that. 4:30 to 5 a.m. 5:30, the wind started to subside. We were in the 20s and 30s. And the sea state increased. So we were in about 10 to 12 foot waves. They were They were really choppy, and they weren't very far apart. So, you know, 4 to 5 seconds, so it was really rough. And beam reach was putting us towards South Carolina, Georgetown, South Carolina. But at times we had to go on a close reach just so that we could be comfortable over the waves. And that was it for the next 12, 16 hours. We sailed towards Georgetown at sunrise. There were still storms around us, but they started to get behind us just as we had hoped and planned for. And the rest of the morning was actually really good, smooth sailing. We pulled into Georgetown, didn't know what to expect at that inlet. We didn't do any research beforehand, but it was beautiful. It was easy, spacious, and really began a nice next leg on the journey. So thanks for watching this video, and hopefully you saw part 1 of the Atlantic passage that we had. First time in the Atlantic, it was lovely. We're definitely doing it again as we head south. But we have a few more episodes to share with you. Real time, we're in Chesapeake Bay, and all the boats are coming out. It's before the boat show. We'll see you next week.